Hey guys, it's Lyza here. I'm coming at you with a new video today. I'm finding my career videos to really be taking off, which is great because the reason I started making them was because I have a lot of experience in a lot of different fields, primarily retail, and I really wanted to give people a sense of ease who are going out there and trying to figure out what they want to do for work, you know, their first job. There's a lot of insecurity and a lot of nervousness that takes place with these endeavors in life. So if I can create a video that makes people feel more comfortable about what they're getting into, what they're doing, then that makes me feel great. So today I want to talk to you about somewhere I worked for about 6 months. And the reason I only worked there for 6 months was the place was not, you know, ran how an institution of this type should be. And I want to kind of talk to you guys about this experience that I had and just see if there's anybody in the comments that has a similar story or, you know, to help somebody who may be thinking about taking on a role like this and what they should be aware of. So this is my working at Community Bank video. So if you're not familiar with Community Bank NA is a financial institution. They have multiple branches throughout Vermont, New York, and Mass. But anyways, it's a large banking system. They have a lot of employees, and when I took the job, or when I was, you know, interviewing and everything, everything went really smooth. In terms of talking to the person over the phone, getting the job that way, and then, you know, starting. It all was a very smooth process to begin with. At the time I landed this job, it was, you know, COVID time, so I had an over-the-phone interview with the branch manager, and she really liked me. I was working retail before I got this job, so, you know, when I did this, it was quite a shock to the system. I was going from retail to banking, but I thought this is what I wanted to do. So that's what I did. I heard back about a week later that she wanted to hire me, which I thought was great at the time, because again, banking is what I thought I wanted to do. Unfortunately, when I actually started, I took the position of teller 1. And I worked at a branch that was about 25 minutes away from where I live. So although it's not uncommon to drive to work a little distance where I live, at the time it was complicated for me. I had a car that was not always in the best shape, so it was really hard to make sure that I could get to work without having any issues. So that was something that I didn't really take into consideration when I took the job. But I really learned that some banks really work for the customers and the clients, while Community Bank NA says they work really hard for their customers and clients and people that have accounts with them. They don't. So a lot of the things they offer, like they won't allow just somebody to come in and, you know, apply for a personal loan. You have to be a member already. The only personal loans they do are debt consolidation loans. There's a lot of restrictions in terms of like mortgages through them, or other like vehicle loans and stuff like that. So it's very much a bank that is trying to further its assets or make profitability worth more, which is kind of the idea on most banks that aren't credit unions. The difference between a bank and a credit union, if you guys didn't know, A bank is a for-profit business, while a credit union is a non-profit business. So that's why credit unions, I bank with 2 credit unions, and I find that they are more open in terms of what they allow for loans, and in terms of other products like credit cards, stuff like that. They're very to the point with these things. So they're more open to helping people rather than, worrying about their financial health of the institution. So my branch, where I worked, was a very small branch. However, that being said, we were one of the most highly demanded branches in our like little region, I guess you could say. And I only worked with like 2 other people on the floor. The branch manager was that 3rd person, so it was me, a CSR, and then the head teller, and then the branch manager. We didn't have anybody else past that. They were in the process of hiring a part-time teller right before I left, but I just, at this point, we always had some sort of like banking software issues, or our specific branch needed to be closed because another person was out. So for example, the CSR would go on vacation. We had to be closed because we didn't have enough staff to cover the needs of all of the people coming. And just because like the inside of the branch was closed, we were open just through drive-through. And that made it really hectic because our lines would get like long, how they would in a drive-through for a restaurant. So it was a hectic work environment. There wasn't really enough support where we needed it most. We had support in the areas of like doing loans and more excessive stuff, but we didn't have the support in just like the regular teller functions and support staff functions. So that made it really hard for us to get things working. And then like I said, we would have a lot of software issues. I mean, some days we literally couldn't do our job. We had to physically count things out, or physically not be able to enter in people's payments or stuff like that. So that made it really difficult as well, because if you don't have software that works, you can't process payments or deposits and stuff normally. Now, Bank Happy is kind of CBNA's motto. I did never find that people left happy when I worked there. And again, this was like in the midst of like the severe pandemic time. So yes, people were angry. People were having a hard time. And, if something went wrong in terms of their bank account or money, things got really messy and aggressive. So I understood, that portion of it, but people were just angry, like very rude, curt. Nobody had any respect. I mean, I had weird, creepy men like saying things to me at the drive up, and it just got overlooked like it was nothing. And I just got to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's not worth this job where I barely have a raise of any sort. And I just couldn't do it anymore. This job was not what I thought it was. And I really should have been trying to find a bank or a credit union in my actual hometown. That would have been easier for me. But I learned the hard way, and I made it work for the time being. I ended up, looking around in terms of like interview wise, and I looked on Indeed for other employment opportunities, just to kind of see what would maybe come up and suit my needs a little bit better, because I didn't want to go back to retail, but I also didn't want to go back to banking. So I was kind of like, okay, so what do I want to do? I'm assuming administration somewhere. So that was really kind of when I realized, like, I need to be in an administrative role in an office of some sort. Handling money and dealing with people's like financial accounts and stuff was just too much. Community bank, where I worked, the branch I was at, my coworkers were very supportive, but I was the youngest one, so I felt a little out of place being in that place with them, because they were all older, like full adults, had kids, had homes, stuff to really, take care of. Like they had their own, lives and stuff. And I obviously have my own life and I was an adult too, but it still just felt really out of place. I work better in an environment where, yes, I mean, even if there are all older people as opposed to me, I like to have that balance of like being able to work with different people of different ages and really be able to connect with others. So that's really what I was looking for. The benefits at CBNA obviously were like top tier. They were really good. I, had full health, vision, dental, 401k, like the whole package of benefits. And I wish any job that I had taken had all of that to offer. I really do, because that's really important stuff to think about when you're looking for a forever career. So yeah, I think that was kind of where I stood with CBNA. Like I said, interview process was really smooth. They hired me fairly quick, and I never met the branch manager or the other people working at the bank before going to my first day. They hired me without doing like a face-to-face. They didn't even do a Zoom call or anything with me. They didn't, there was no way to know what these people looked like until I showed up, and that didn't matter, but it was just like, felt very, insincere and stuff like that. So, that's just kind of what my experience was working at a bank. Not to say that it's not a good career for everybody, because if you're a go-getter and you are totally fine handling large sums of money and, people doing like drawer checks every week or so, if you're an honest individual and, you really believe in your skills for this, then it's a good job for you. If not, then I highly suggest looking elsewhere. But yeah, that was my experience working at Community Bank NA. Please, guys, let me know what you want to hear from me next. I mean, there's a lot of corporate organizations I work for that I've already made videos on, such as like Bath and Body Works, Joann's, TJ Maxx, stuff like that. So if I think of anything else that comes up, or if I start working at a new store, I will give you guys kind of an update as to what it was like for me working at that place. But yeah, just let me know what you want to see. Obviously, if you have questions, concerns, feel free to reach out. Actually, a lot of people have been commenting on my videos and chatting with me about their experiences and things that they're nervous about, and I really love that, because like I said, I like to be an advocate for people who are getting into the workforce and starting their careers forward. So maybe I'll find this as a really great career for me, is helping other people find their right career, but we'll see. So yeah, reach out, let me know what you wanted to see, and I will look forward to you guys seeing my next video. I am going to be making a new concert video probably within a couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be really fun, loud. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So thanks so much, and take care and stay well. Bye-bye.